Hi everybody, this is Chris from Daily Dose of DIY. Welcome. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make these studded tumblers. These were in our October Cricut Crafters box. You can see that box back there. So if you're in the Cricut Crafters Club, you got this in your October box, and we have some extras left over. All the lights are reflecting on it pretty bad, but it's a gorgeous cup. You can see it is reflective. It's rose gold. It's just like the Starbucks studded tumblers, only instead of the Starbucks logo in the middle, you get a blank. So here's my blank cup. You can see that logo is blank in there. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do tonight, how to put your monogram where that logo would go. You could put anything in there, but I think monograms are fun. I love to monogram my stuff. That way I know when my daughter stole my cup, she can't deny it, right? So if our teens take our things. So we're going to do that tutorial. I only have, if you want one of these cups, it comes in the kit. I will ship you the cup. I keep losing my camera. The vinyl and the transfer tape you need to make your very own in a kit. I needed to tell you though, I only have about 100 of these left. They're going pretty quick, and I'm not going to be able to get any back before the holidays. I don't know if you've heard what, it's just hard to get stuff right now, right? Not much merchandise is moving. So it's kind of like what people have is what they have, and I don't have very many of those left. So if you would like to get one and the opportunity to grab one of these for yourself or for a Christmas gift, you can text LINK to 419-318-8467, and I will text you the link to purchase the kit. You get the cup, the straw, the metallic rose gold vinyl, and the transfer tape so you can make your very own. And I'm going to show you how to make it right now. The first thing you need to do, let me switch to my screens. If you're here, pop on and say hello. I haven't even looked at my comments yet, but I will get to those as we get going in the tutorial. Pop in, say hello, let me know where you are on your Christmas shopping, if you're having a hard time finding stuff you need, or if it's going good, or you haven't even started yet. A lot of people, it's not even November yet, right? But crafters tend to think of Christmas early because we like to make a lot of our gifts. So let me switch to my screen and go to where you want to go to get to the monogram font is dafont.com, DAFONT.com. And here is where you can get free fonts for personal use. So over here, we're going to type in the search bar, mono, and I don't know how to pronounce it totally, but I think it's Monogramos, and then search. Hi, Jennifer. I'm glad you love the box. Yes, the shirt was fun too. If you're in the Cricut Crafters Club, not only did you get the mug, the tumbler, we also did navy blue shirts with rose gold glitter HTV and pink HTV, and then we made earrings. So each month follows a theme, and it's always a lot of fun, and I'm excited for what's coming up because it's Christmas time, and I love Christmas crafts, and I love Christmas gifts, and the next few boxes are going to be fun. Okay, once you search the Monogramos font, it will come up right on the top. This is the one we want. And then over here, click download. If you're on a Chrome, you can see down here, well, I know I have some stuff in the way, but you might have seen the little corner pop up. You see the download happen right away if you're on a Chrome browser. That's why I like using Chrome, so you know that it downloaded. If you do not have a browser that shows you it's downloading or asks permission to download, check your downloads folder and then get that unzipped. If you have any other questions on how to do that, let me know, and let me know what device you're working on, because it's different if you're on a Mac or if you're on a PC or if you have an iPhone. I have instructions for almost every device. I can help you out if you need extra help with that. I will tell you one thing. Once you get it all done, you need to have Cricut Design Space closed and then reopen it. We're going to go to Cricut now. So if you had Cricut open and you download a new font to use, I keep hearing a noise over there, and I came into my office and I saw like evidence of a mouse, and I'm kind of half terrified it's going to jump out at me when I'm live. Man, adventures. Never a dull moment, I tell you. So if you had Cricut open and you download a new font, it will not show up. You'll need to close Cricut and reopen it. Okay, but once we get that font, we're going to go into Cricut. I'm going to move a few things out of my way. I know you can't see them. They're my live controls. And then click the text button, and you're going to type the first initial you want to do. So, oh look, I already have that font in here because I was practicing. The first initial of my name is C, so I typed a C in lowercase. If you use the capital, you get like this, which you can use that if you want to use it on a different monogram, but we're going to use the lowercase letters. So we're going to type out all of our initials, and if it doesn't, it defaults when you first open Cricut, right? It defaults to a generic font. So to find it, you just come up here where it says font and click the down menu, and then we're going to go up here and search for the monogram with an OS. And once you find it, once it comes up, then you select it. So that's how you change your fonts in Cricut. So my middle initial is R, and my last name initial is a B. Whoops, I did that one in capital. We want them lowercase. So now we have all of our initials, and we need to split them apart because they give you all 3 letters. So let's start with the C's over here. And to do this, I'm just going to go back over to this left menu and click Shapes, and then I'm going to get a square. And then I'm going to go to the top menu on that little color and change the color just to make it easier to see what we're doing. And then I'm going to go over to the Layers menu on the top, and I'm going to click Duplicate 3 or 4 times because we're going to need to do this a few times to get our monogram. So the C is my first initial, so I want to cover up that middle C and the last C so that all we can see is this first letter C. And then I want to select both of those at the same time, so I got my C's and the squares selected. And then if you look down here at the bottom of the Layers menu, you'll see where it says Slice. Click the Slice button, and it cuts them apart. It's like a knife slice. So now I have that first C there. The rest of this stuff I do not need, so I can select it and just hit the X. Now we're ready to go on to R. So I'm going to grab another square and I'm going to cover that first R. Now there's a thing with Slice. You can only do 2 layers at a time. And if you think of your layers as colors, you can only do 2 colors at a time. So we're going to have to slice this middle initial twice, because if we try to put a square over each side like this, and then you try to select them, you'll see down here at the bottom of the Layers menu, Slice is grayed out because we have 3 things selected and you can only do 2 at a time. So I need to move him back out of my way and just get rid of that first R. So I'm going to select the square and my R's and then click that Slice button. Now it's available. And then I can pull these 2 out of the way. This is what we want to keep. And then this, just select these and close them out because we don't need them. And then I'm going to take another square and put it over that last R. Now you can see this square went under. That means it's behind those R's, and I want it in front. So we're just going to click this Arrange and come down to where it says Send to Front, and then that puts the square back to the front. So select both those R's in the square, slice, and now that middle one is free. We can select them and close. You should be getting the hang of it now. So we are going to, last initial, cover up everything but that last B. I made one too many squares, so I'm gonna get rid of one. Select the B in the square, slice, pull our B up and close out the rest. Okay, now we have our initials. We need to get them together in the size that we're going to do our, the size of our blank, right? Our circle right here is so big, and anything you put a monogram on, you have a certain amount of space. So to line up with that space, I'm going to go back to shapes and select a circle. Again, I'm going to change the color just so it's easier to see. And in the case of the circle for the cup, I'm going to hit the unlock button here. The lock button keeps everything square, like in proportion, but this is more of an oval, so I'm going to hit the unlock button so I can make the height a little bit higher. Our width is going to be 2 inches and our height is 2 1/4, so that's 2.25 in decimals. And then that is like our little template of where I want the letters to fit. So I'm going to put, okay, first let's select the circle. Now we want him to be all the way in the back so we can see our letters. Go to the top, click arrange, and send to back. Now all of our letters will show up on top of that circle. And I'm just kind of going to put them on here for now and see what we got. I like to start with the middle one, bring it up to the top, and then size it. Now you'll notice you might need to unlock these letters too, because we're more of an oval. We want to pull him down and make him a little bit longer than he is going wide. And then I take the last letter, and you can line up towards the top and drag down. And it's kind of the same too. It's going to hit that side before it hits the bottom. So I go to where it looks good on the side and then unlock and pull it down a little bit more so it looks good on the bottom too. And then I'll do the same thing with the C. Position it where it looks good on the top and then drag it down. That's a little different because it's on the other side, but he's going to need to be pulled longer too. Once you're happy with the way things look in there, I like to select everything, come to the top, align, and then I want to center vertically just to make sure everything's lined up, which it is. Cricut does a pretty good job of, with the guides, of dropping things where they need to be. Now I don't need that circle printed or cut, so I'm going to come over here to the left layers menu, and I'm just going to click that little eyeball and make it disappear. That way I don't mess up my letters that are already perfect while I'm trying to get rid of the purple circle. So those little eyes come in handy. You click the eyeball on, you can see it. You click the eyeball off, you can't. And if the eyeball's off, Cricut won't cut it either. So we can just leave it just like that. I'm going to select all 3 initials, CRB, and then come down to the bottom. You can either click weld or attach. In this case, so it goes to the cut mat all exactly how you see it. Otherwise, Cricut will jumble it up when it goes to the cut mat if you don't weld or attach it. Now we're ready to click the Make It button. This is regular vinyl, so we don't need to mirror or do anything fancy like that. You can just click Continue. My maker has not been since the last Design Space update. Actually, none of them have been. Let's go back, fixing my computer again. My Maker or my Explorer hasn't connected by Bluetooth since the last update. So I don't know what's up with that, but I can't have my camera and my Cricut plugged in at the same time. So we're going to switch to the overhead camera. I already have it cut for you. I pre-cut, but if you're going to cut it yourself, or you need instructions on cutting it. You want to put the vinyl in this top corner here, smooth it down. Open my Cricut the rest of the way. And then you just slide your mat under these two tabs. And I know it's not the camera button, but there you click the arrow button and it will load the mat, and then your Cricut button will start flashing, and then Cricut will cut it out for you. So that is how you load your Cricut if you need help with that. Like I said, I pre-cut it, so we're going to get everything ready here. So where my weeding tool is. So then to weed it, I don't know if you can see the cut marks on there. I just start in a corner and poke through the vinyl. And pull it off. If it pulls up a letter like that, just lay it back down and hold it down. Then you can use your weeding tool to get out the rest and get out the centers of your letters. It's all stuck to me. So it weeds pretty nice and easy. I love this metallic stuff, other than it keeps reflecting the light into my eyes. It is so, so pretty though. These cups are just gorgeous. I love them. I've had mine since the summer. We got them to test them. Me and my daughter have had them. They go great on the top rack of the dishwasher. I've not had an issue with the cup or the vinyl, other than the seal on the lid. You might not want to put your lids in the dishwasher. So I have my transfer tape here. I just peeled the backing off. This is pretty small, so I'm just going to stick it down on there. It's easy to work with small pieces of vinyl. It doesn't typically get stuck to each other. So you scrape it down with your scraper tool. This cup though is pretty much gone with me everywhere. Let me take off the lid. I'll show you that seal in there is what I'm talking about. We lost the seal on one after it went through the dishwasher a couple times, but as far as the cup itself, top rack, dishwasher safe, and the vinyl's been fun too. This is a great vinyl. I love it so much. Okay, peel the backing off the vinyl, and then I'm just going to try to center. It's kind of hard for me to see when I'm also in the camera view, but stuff this little, I usually do a pretty good job of eyeballing it. And then if you push down in the middle, after you're happy with where it is, and then go up and down, and then over to one side, and then over to the other side, it is fairly easy to put vinyl on cups like this. It's not so easy to put vinyl on orbs like a Christmas ornament, but cups is simple and it makes them so pretty. So that is how you make a circle monogram and put it on these gorgeous studded tumblers. If you want one, again, go ahead and text link to 419-318-8467. Like I said, we don't have too many of these left, but I will get them out to you. Depending on when you order, they'll go out in the shipment tomorrow or first thing Monday. And then the other thing I want to tell you is next week we are going to be making these ornaments live. Again with the lights. Let me switch back to this camera. So I took my grandmother's recipe she had hand wrote, and I printed it off and I put it on this little mini cutting board. Of course, Christmas is coming, so I said ornament, but these are popular and you can use them all the time on your tiered trays, just hanging in your kitchen or wherever. They're so super, super cute. But I have these in a craft kit too. If you're on my email, you saw I sent an email out about them today where you get 4 mini cutting boards. You'll get the beads, you'll get the ribbon, you'll get the string all in one kit. And I call this like my pre-order. These are almost all sold out, but I can get more of them. So if you're on my email or if you go to my website and we did sell out of these, more are coming. And the live next week will be showing you how you can make those. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy your cups as much as I love mine. And we will see you next week to make the mini cutting board ornaments.